I've never had to do like double takes or multiple takes to start a podcast except with you.
Well, in my defense, you're really bad about telling us when we're actually starting.
You know what? The only reason that I was playing the music before was to let you know that it was starting.
I know. And what did you not do this time?
I didn't play it.
And I didn't know we were starting.
All right. So hold on then. Let's start. Hold on. Is that better now?
Are we starting now or then?
We're starting now.
All right.
So anyway, we're frying turkeys for Thanksgiving, a tradition that our father set, which...
Oh, that beer's frozen.
I don't know if he set this might have been a Dennis idea.
This is 100% a Dennis idea. Do you see Dad doing any of this kind of stuff voluntarily?
No, not at all. But I don't know.
No,
But
it was a nice thing.
it's a good tradition.
We all look forward to it every year. At least we did.
Mm-hmm. I was telling Mike the other day that back, 10 years ago or whatever, when he was doing it, when I didn't have any money, which I still don't, it was nice to be able to have a turkey.
Yeah.
And I'd always take it and cut that thing up. I try to take 2 of them because Nathan didn't eat meat. So I'm like, well, let me take Nathan's too.
Well, I didn't make one for Nathan because he doesn't eat meat.
Well, he did there for a while because I don't think that he understood that Nathan didn't eat meat. And so I was so I'd take it and I would cut it all up and put it in the freezer and eat on that thing because I was poor.
Caitlin and I would just sit in the with the refrigerator open and just stand in front of it and just peeling pieces off of it.
Yeah, it's good. I don't know.
These are better.
These are better.
I don't think he seasoned. I think he just dropped them in there.
No, he told me that he injected them, but I don't know if he seasoned the top of it.
I don't know. These are better. Those were good.
Yeah.
But it's a good tradition that I'm glad we brought back last year.
Yeah, it's good. We'll continue to do it. I mean, right now we only pretty much have like your family, my family, and Eli. But pretty soon, everybody will be getting older and moving on and moving out. And
well, yeah, eventually Jack will get a place and we'll have to you have to put it in the trunk of your car. You got to find a cheap car. You got to put it in the trunk with a bunch of other ones.
Yeah.
And just drive around Middle Tennessee, dropping off turkeys.
Well, it's funny.
And then not show up for Thanksgiving.
That's true. What's funny about it is he always put it in a pan on top of the National Guard paper towels that he would rip off.
Yes.
And so I was thinking about it this morning because you were like, hey, what supplies do we need? I'm like, I don't think we need anything. And then I was sitting there this morning because I thought you said you were going to bring the turkeys because you were asking how many we needed.
That's not how the conversation went at all.
A few weeks ago, you said, how many turkeys do we need?
Exactly, because I was waiting for us to decide how many turkeys each of us were going to get.
So I thought 3 or 4, and so I thought I told you, and then you're like, do we need anything else? And I'm like, no, I don't think so. And then this morning I was like, well, we don't have pans. We don't.
And you know what? Just for clarification, we still don't have any pans.
I know, but that's what I was about to say. So what I decided is that a pan takes up a lot of space in your refrigerator, in the trunk of your car.
That's true.
And so why not just wrap it in aluminum foil? And as you've seen up here, it's like just having like a little basketball.
A little fried ball.
But it's turkey, a little butterball.
A little fried butterball. No, these are good.
But that's better than putting them in a pan.
I do feel a little guilty that we've already been picking at one of them.
Well, I don't care. I was going to give you 3 of them. I was only going to give one to Eli.
I don't know. I don't even necessarily need 2, but I'm taking 2.
I mean, I got 2 more I got to do tomorrow.
Why are you doing them tomorrow? Why are we doing them today? Why didn't we start the other fryer? We had 2 fryers.
I know. I don't know. Look,
this is 2 years in a row of me having this fryer and us not using it.
We don't have it ironed out yet. The whole plan is not ironed out completely.
We'll get there. Next year, we'll have 2 fryers going.
But anyway, I told you this morning to think of some holiday memories, and I was going to tell you and I don't even know, we might have even talked about this on the podcast, but I'll never forget. I don't know how old we were, but we had this dog. His name was Hershey.
I love that. I know exactly what story you're about to tell. So I'm here for it.
So Hershey was, we got him from Aunt Mary and Uncle Mart, R.I.P. Uncle Mart. He just recently passed. It was this Cocker Spaniel that I guess they found or yeah, they found because
He came to their house or something.
Came to their house. He was missing an eye.
It was all fucked up.
He didn't have an eye. It was all like, like infected and everything else. And our mom loved Cocker Spaniels for some reason. I don't know if there's like a history there where she had like Cocker Spaniels when she was a kid, but anyway, so he called her up, R.I.P. Annette. And, and so, we went out there and we picked this dog up. It was a black, Cocker Spaniel and, just nasty. And so we got him all cleaned up. We actually got surgery on his eye to sew it all up. So he only had one eye.
Every now and then it had to be drained because it would fill with pus.
That's gross, but that is true. Yeah. And then we named it Hershey, which is dumb, but it's a dumb kid name, which is why I name my animals now as an adult. I give them human names like Frank sitting over here in the chair.
I named that dog.
No, you didn't name
I named that dog.
I don't know about that.
You're backing off already because you're like, you might be right.
No, I don't remember.
I said, what about Frank? And you're like, that's stupid.
And no, that's not the story.
That is the
I'll tell you a different story later, but the point is Frank's sitting over here. We got Bennett over here.
I've got Daphne and Rufus.
I like human names. But anyway, this dog's name was Hershey. So we had him for a few years. And just goofy. He'd running into shit all the time because he couldn't see. Like one eye didn't work.
He was a good boy.
He was a good dog.
Killed a couple cats.
So anyway, he runs away from home. So he runs away from home and the family was devastated. We didn't know if he was kidnapped or he ran away from home or whatever it was.
Lost in the woods somewhere.
Lost. So I don't know how long he was gone.
Almost a year.
It was about a year. So anyway, on Christmas morning, it was actually snowing outside, which doesn't happen a lot around here, like where you actually get snow in Nashville on Christmas. I remember going out the back door of our house and Hershey showed back up. And we're like, it's a Christmas miracle.
Hershey's back.
It turns out that I guess he ran down. I don't know. I think somebody probably picked him up.
He was down the street, left on Brush Creek, right there. He was like...
Yeah, like 10 houses. 10 houses down.
For almost a year.
And we had no idea.
They named him Coco.
Yeah, that's right. They named him Coco, which is another dumb dog name. So Hershey and Coco. And so... it was a Christmas miracle. We were so happy and so excited that he was back. And then not too long after that, I think we talked about this on the podcast before, one of our cats or something died. And me and my...
R.I.P. Luke.
R.I.P. Luke. Me and my dad, Nathan was there, and his friend Anthony Collins was there.
I was there.
And digging the hole. And then Hershey, because he can't see... got hit by a big truck, and my dad says, now I gotta dig a bigger hole.
He said, God damn it, I gotta dig a bigger hole. That's exactly what he said.
R.I.P. Hershey.
And Luke.
But that's awful, man. But I'll never forget. We were so happy that he showed back up because, when you're a kid, it's like it really devastates you when they're gone. You don't know if they got killed or kidnapped or what, but as an adult looking back at it, I'm glad that he was like, obviously well taken care of. Well, I don't know how well taken care of.
Well, we had to, so Dad told me we had to fight those people to keep him. And they were like, no, this isn't your dog. But we had all that paperwork from where he had his eye fixed.
Yeah. I
proved that he was ours. Yeah. So it proved that he was ours. Never went back. But that was a different world. Your dogs could just run free in the neighborhood. They were just neighborhood dogs.
Yeah.
We didn't have a fenced in area for the dogs, and they were just fine. Midge would disappear into the woods and come back, and everything was fine.
Speaking of the names, so I don't know if your family, like when your kids were younger, if they were like really big into like Elf on the Shelf or anything like that.
No, we refused. They are now. Their mom does it with them.
So I gave into it, and the kids were younger. Eli was old enough to know better, but me and Nikki got an Elf on a Shelf at a Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't even know if they even have those stores anymore.
I don't know. I know some of them closed.
But picked one up, and like, oh, you know, it gives you like a book about how it happens where you get your elf and you're supposed to name it. The kids name it and all.
Oh, there's a story for all of these? I thought it was just stupid stuff.
Yeah, no. So the elf comes and's like, oh, hey, I'm this elf. You give me a name. Like the first day it shows up. We used to do it like I'd put it out the day after Thanksgiving. So the kids are probably listening to this and they're like, what? He's not real.
He's not real. Sorry, Eli.
So when we get it, the kids are like, oh, wow, we got an elf on the shelf, blah, blah, blah. And Nikki's like, all right, well, we need to name it. And they're like saying names like, we should call him Sugar or we should call him Elfie. And I'm like, no. I'm pretty sure this one already has a name.
It's Bob.
Because I already had a name in mind that I was going to call it. And they're like, well, what about this? And what about that? And I said, no, I'm pretty sure his name is Lloyd. Lloyd. His name was Lloyd. And they're just like, no. And I'm like, yes, that is his name. And so Lloyd visited us. I don't know. We probably did it for about 5 years. He's probably packed up somewhere out in the garage. But you guys didn't do any kind of.
Well, we probably would have, but you know, I don't have the kids.
Oh yeah,
full time. So it's like, am I gonna like move him around when I have the kids, and then he has to? Do I have to move him around when the kids aren't there? But I mean, they're old enough now that I don't have to figure this out.
Well, I think I'm gonna do it with Freya because I think they've been staying with us at Christmas. I mean, she's young, so it's only been a few years, but I think I'm gonna continue. I might go pick up a new Lloyd.
Are we caroling this year?
Yeah, we're caroling.
All right, just checking.
Christmas is usually pretty big out here. Well, I will say, so we decided to go. We do caroling around the neighborhood because it's a lost thing that people don't do anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine going caroling around your neighborhood?
God, no.
You're going to have to do it in Espanol.
Feliz Navidad. That's all I got.
But yeah, nobody carols anymore. So I was like, man, we need to go caroling. We need to do that. And so we get the neighborhood together. And so we've done it for the past 3 or 4 years and it's gotten pretty big. But what sucks is like, for those of you that know Nashville, you know that you're either going to get a really cold Christmas or a really warm Christmas.
The drunk year a couple of years ago was really cold.
That was very cold. It was like 20 degrees. But then last year it was like 50.
Yeah.
And that was like you go around more houses. But I did notice last year when we did it, it was really nice. You could have done it all night, but like nobody answered the door. I think we sang to like 1 or 2 people.
Well, I think that they're on to you. I think the neighborhood's like,
the neighborhood
don't answer the door on Christmas night.
The neighborhood doesn't like drunk caroling.
It's like the lights are all off like it's fucking Halloween.
That literally is what it was like. We're like knocking on people's doors.
But the people who do come to the door, they stand there and they listen.
Yeah.
They don't open the door and be like, I don't want this shit and slam the door in our faces.
It's like a Christmas movie. They're just like families are like holding each other and the husband goes and puts his arm around the wife and the kids are down there and everybody's like singing and doing all this stuff. It's like a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
While the drunkards are out there. No.
It was rough a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. That was when we had the Christmas mullet. We had Eli. He had the mullet, and we made him carry around the beer. I was listening to that podcast that we did before. It wasn't Dos Equis. It was Negro Modelo. It was Dos Perros is what I had.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was because I had the keg of Dos Perros.
But I don't like Dos Perros.
It was good.
All right.
You drank.
Apparently, I drank it that night.
You drank it that night, whether you like it or not. But that was fun. That's a good new tradition.
So I listened to your solo podcast about our Christmases or our Thanksgivings as a kid. And you're right. We went to Grands and everything you said was correct. Prim and proper at Grands, respectful. Nobody's loud. Everybody's very quiet.
Mm-hmm.
The food, everybody's sitting at the table. The table's all set. And then we went to Meemaw's.
I mean, like all of the silverware and everything nicely placed. Timothy, you will sit here.
Yes.
Joseph, you will sit here.
And then you get to Meemaw's house and everything that you said, it cracks me up because living in the house now, I think back to those Christmases and Thanksgivings, and I don't know how we did it. I don't know because the den, which is where you were right. We only went in the living room on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
It was the only time we were allowed in there. So Thanksgiving and every other holiday, it's all about the den. And the den used to be a single car garage. And in my head as a kid, it seemed so big.
Yeah.
And now that I own it and I'm trying to put a couch in there and I'm trying to put it, it's not that big. We were all just crammed in there. And you're right. It's all cigarettes crammed around that table. The one that we were talking about earlier that I'm trying to get back, crammed around that table, playing Uno.
Yeah.
Playing Uno was the best thing. But I never got a seat. I was the youngest. I was the youngest in the family. And I never got a seat for anything. So I always sat on that step.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
And so Rico was over the other day. We were working on his car and we went inside and I was sitting in my chair for a second and he came in, he sat down on that step. I was like, that's my Thanksgiving seat you're sitting in right there.
Mm-hmm.
But it was chaos. Everybody smoked.
Yeah.
And I thought about it after I listened to the podcast. And I bet the reason that we went to Grand's first.
Mm-hmm. So we didn't smell like cigarettes.
We didn't smell like cigarette smoke.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It's the only thing I can think of because Mom's family was obviously much smaller. They could have flexed around and done anything, but we always went there first. But it was.
I mean, I enjoyed going to both. I remember I like going to Meemaw's more because like it was like a world unknown because I think that we've talked about this a little bit throughout the episodes, but like we were pretty sheltered growing up. You know, we didn't like, I know that you said that you weren't because our parents got divorced when you were younger.
I wasn't sheltered as a teenager, but as a kid, you know, it's a young kid. We were all, I mean, when Mom was in control, we didn't have go-karts. We didn't have motorcycles. That's your fault. We didn't have any of that shit.
But you know, all of that stuff was that was fine. So we didn't know any better, you know. It's just like we only knew what I think she had this vision of what our family should be, and you know, our dad was like, whatever, you know, we'll do.
Oh, I don't begrudge it either. I think that we had a great childhood. I think we take it for granted, and I think that they were much better parents than I am. No,
well, I mean, everybody's different, and so it's like, well, that's what you run into as you become a parent and you get older is like, you know, you want to keep the things that were important and traditions or whatever. And then you want to get rid of the stuff that you didn't like. But sometimes some of that stuff was fine, you know, it's fine to leave a lot of that in, but going over to Unal's house, I mean, it was like, because we'd never done anything. Never did that stuff before. We didn't even do anything. It's just like there's just no filter of anything.
Well, Uncle Danny, he has no filter. Yeah. Never has, even when we were kids.
That's true.
And it was always fun when he was in town from Ohio and stuff like that. It was always interesting. I like going to both. I think it's, you know, I think back to our childhood, and I hate that my kids didn't have this part growing up. But one weekend we were at Grand's, the next weekend we were at Meemaw's. Our whole life, we would bounce back and forth. We would spend the night with our grandparents, spend the weekend.
Yeah, it's like who of the three of us, like who was going to get to go that weekend? Well, no, Joseph, you went last weekend. You can't go. It's Timothy's turn.
So, well, there was a couple times when you and I went to Meemaw's, and I have one distinct memory about this. I must have been 8 or 9, and you know, we had to share the bed, which is now Oliver's room, the bed in the back of the house.
Oh yeah.
And I said crap
at Unal's house.
I said the word crap, just crap, and you asshole said no, that's a bad word. You can't say that. And then you thought about it for a minute. And you're like, well, you can say that, but you can only say that twice a day.
Nice. It sounds like a good rule.
So I was like, all right, I guess I can say crap twice a day.
So now with your vocabulary of today, should I say, well, you can only say shit 2 times a day?
I don't know if it's going to go well. I couldn't make it through a 28-minute podcast without cussing.
It was 28 minutes and you said shit in it, and it was okay. It's okay. You can say whatever you want to say, but just know that, you know, you lose reach of people that are going to listen if they hear you popping them off every second.
Your son just told me I'm your favorite guest. I'm his favorite guest that you have.
You're a lot of people's favorite guest, but you're also a lot of people's not favorite guest.
I understand that one.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you just, and I just toe the line, man. I'm just like, whoever I got, that's what we'll do.
All right. So back to the holidays. So we brought back a Thanksgiving tradition last year.
Okay.
The turkeys. So we got to find a Christmas tradition that we can bring back. Because I do hate the fact that I don't have a lot of traditions. I think that's why Caitlin and I really like hosting Thanksgiving and Christmas at our house. For me, it's because I always spent Thanksgiving and Christmas at that house as a kid. But having her family over for all the holidays, but we don't have a Hollis family Christmas. I don't really count caroling. That's a...
Well, before we get into that, I was just sitting here thinking I meant to tell you this a second ago, but
who died? There's nobody. There's nobody left.
No, nobody died. But I'm just saying that, like, I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, go ahead. I'll interrupt you here in a second.
That's fine.
Remember it.
But
oh yeah, I remember now. so like we've got this is going to air after Thanksgiving, but we've got this tent out here that I've bought because of what we were just talking about over at Unal's house, where there's no room. We didn't realize that when we were a kid. So I'm sure all the kids, with the exception of, let's just call it 12 and up or 12 and below, they don't know the difference. But like, we have no room either. So I'm trying to move it out into a tent.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's a big ass tent.
It is. Well, surely well, think of all the people in the family, and then wives and husbands and kids and girlfriends.
And Nikki's family.
Yes, not ours. Basically, you've got us right here. But anyway, so yes, traditions for Christmas. What did we do when we were younger? You could take a picture of yourself on that step, just sitting, maybe eating like your Thanksgiving.
I don't know if I've thought about this before. Apparently, as a kid, I had a thing for steps because I would always sit on that step at Unal's. And then at Grand's, I always played with my toys on the steps at the condo.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I just have a thing for steps.
Maybe you just need to play with toys on your step, whatever step you happen to be at. Oh yeah, I was going to ask you this. This is a good one. So after me and Nikki got married and we had started having kids and all that kind of stuff, like Nikki was like hell bent on, well, it's like, like you're married. And so you're trying to mesh your lives, like your past and her past and what traditions you want to do. And you're trying to mesh it all together, in those first years of your marriage, and it's rocky and you're trying to figure things out. And so for Christmas, when Santa Claus would come for us, we would get up in the morning, and then like you would have your section of toys.
Yes.
I would have my section. Nathan would have his section. Nothing wrapped.
Yes.
Everything just in the piles.
That's what we do.
And do you do that now?
Yeah. Yes.
So I'm like, that's what we're doing because that's what the tradition was, and that's what I remembered. But Nikki, everything's got to be wrapped.
No, you gotta. So when we were kids. You're right. We each had our own sections. And I remember when Nathan got old enough to where he didn't have like a section of toys, but he had like an envelope with like $100 bill in it.
Yeah.
And we're like, we got more than you. And he's like, I got $100.
Yeah.
And I had a bicycle one time, and Dad didn't even bring it in the house. It was out on the sidewalk. I remember that. But they didn't put our toys together for us.
Everything was just in the pile.
Yes, this is your pile.
And that goes for Easter.
My stocking, Nathan's stocking, your stocking on our doors.
That goes for Easter. It goes for Valentine's Day or any of those things. Like you each had your pile. But see now, like all the way through the kids being married or like the kids growing up and all that kind of stuff, we've wrapped every single gift.
Not from Santa.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So, but see, like Nikki's family, they would get up on Christmas morning and they were like, they're giving out, okay, well, this is from Dad. Oh, thank you, Dad. Oh,
no, that's Christmas Eve.
This was from Santa. I know, that's what I'm saying. So
they're doing it wrong.
So listeners, tell us this. This will be a good TikTok clip. Is Christmas Eve for us growing up? Christmas Eve was for family gifts.
Yes.
And Christmas Day was a Santa gifts.
Yes.
But like for Nikki, they give all, and we do that now. It's like, okay, this is from Santa and this is from Dad. This is from Grandpa. And I'm like, no, Santa has your pile of shit that you got.
And you do it like, so we put everything together. So, and this started in my first marriage when Sam was a baby. We got him all these Hot Wheels racetracks and stuff. Mm-hmm. And we built that shit. It was all mounted on the wall and everything. We'd build the bikes. We built everything, took it all out of the packaging, got rid of the packaging, so that when Sam woke up in the morning, he just instantly go start playing with all of his stuff.
Yeah.
But when we were kids, you're right. We had the piles, we had our stockings, but we weren't allowed to go out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I would always wake up early and I'm excited. You know, you're a little kid in the 80s and 90s.
Mm-hmm.
You got some badass toys out there. Tim got the Game Gear that I asked for. I still don't know how that worked out.
I take a Game Gear again. I was playing Mortal Kombat 2 or Mortal Kombat 1 on that thing.
So I would open the door. I had my bedroom was the last one. And I would open my door and I would just sit there and stare at my stocking Indian style in my doorway, waiting for mom and dad.
Seeing if there was like something poking out.
There usually was, but we weren't allowed to touch it. We knew that. I don't remember ever being told that, but we knew we weren't allowed to touch that shit.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed to sneak out there and look at it. And I would sit there and I would stare towards mom and dad's room, waiting for him to be like,
it's time to go.
It's time to go. Like, that's the kind of Christmas stuff that I miss. I don't care about the toys. I just miss the traditions of it.
I'll never forget. There's this one time, because it was around when I think it was when Batman Returns comes out, because it was like later 80s.
You got the cool. No.
And so I got the Batmobile.
You got the cool Batmobile.
I got the Batmobile, and it had like the race car Batmobile. I got it from family on Christmas Eve.
It blew the sides off and turned into the Bat missile.
No, it was before that one. Then it was
the first Michael Keaton one.
So anyway, it had the gun, which was like you pull the trigger and it makes the car go, but it had the line that went to the car.
Okay.
And that thing was so sensitive. I remember like coming home from Meemaw's, because remember we went to Grand's first and then went to Unal's. Like I remember like it would be in the back packed with all the other gifts, and it would be going because like it was just sensitive. And so I remember I got home and they're like, okay, you need to go to bed or Santa's not going to come. So I remember what I did in the room is I took that car because it was so sensitive. I'm like, I'm going to fucking catch Santa. I'm going to catch him. And so I set the car across like, you know, the doorway into my room so that like I set it up in a way that it would hit the stocking. Like if Santa was putting something in the stocking, it was going, and it'd wake me up and I could see what was going on. And I don't know if it ever did, but that little race car, man, that thing was awesome.
Christmas in the Halls household. I mean, I remember getting things like the little remote control car called the Scorcher, which was the 6-wheel. I remember these things, and I get excited about these things. And my kids haven't really been, I don't know if I'm just a terrible gift giver.
Yeah.
But Christmas hasn't had that magic with them. Like I guess everything's so digital now.
Well, what I was going to say too is like, that stuff with Unal's house and Grand's house and Santa coming to our house, and it was all magical and all this, and there was not enough space in the house, and you remember it being bigger. I've been wrestling with that too. Like I might ask the kids this, that like I feel the same way. It's like nothing's magical anymore, but maybe it's just not magical to us. Maybe it is to them.
And I feel burnt because I remember at some point a light switch went off, and everybody, especially on dad's side of the family, stopped giving gifts.
It all turned into like
that same Regions envelope with $25 or $100 from Gene Harold.
Yeah.
Like that's what Christmas turned into. So I refuse, because of that, I refuse to give my kids gift cards or cash for birthday, for anything, for any gift.
Well, the other thing too is right now they're at the age where that's fine. But I remember like, and you know this too, like, especially after you get married and you're just trying to make ends meet and it's struggling to get that $100 or $25. And you're just like, okay, I know we got $500 so we can pay this bill or do this thing, which sucks because you're spending that money that someone wanting to gift you to go get yourself something nice. The intention behind it is fine, but you end up using that money for something.
Groceries.
And so exactly. So I'm torn between like, I want to give, I was talking to Nikki the other day about, well, look, we can get the kids a bunch of gifts and shit for them to open. You know, you can buy something for $20, wrap it up, something that could be useful for them or whatever. But I also know that it is a blessing when you're in a situation to where you don't have any money, depending on that. So I'm kind of torn between the both, but I can't afford to do both.
Well, I think that this year will be the exception to that rule for me because Sam turned 16 on December 9th. So I think, well, number one, he's not getting anything. He's getting a truck.
All right. Well,
that's
Sam, if you're listening,
he already knows.
You're only getting a truck.
He knows his birthday and Christmas present is this truck.
And from Santa.
and from Santa. But he knows that. But I think the exception is I'm going to get him not cash because he will spend it in dumb ways. I'm going to get him gas gift cards.
Yeah, but
because he's taking that truck that gets like 15 miles to the gallon.
That's fine, but also getting him gift cards to buy dumb things is like that's what he wanted to buy for himself.
Well, I know. I see it both ways, but I feel like it takes some of the specialness out of it. So I don't do gift cards and I don't do cash. If I'm going to buy somebody a present, I'm going to buy. I need to find something, and I don't ever ask for lists for anything. Nikki and I were talking about it earlier. You know, her family asked me what I want for Christmas. I don't know. I buy everything that I want.
Well, that's how I am too. It's like I buy whatever I want, and so I don't really want anything. And like you were saying a minute ago, like we need to ask the kids this. And like sometime in December, we'll do a podcast with them and ask them if it's still magical. I mean, probably not magical now because they're in their 20s. At least my kids are, with the exception of Jack. But I mean, it's just, to me, it's like this with every holiday. Everything ends up being the same. And it's like, I'm trying to get like that emotion back. Like I have no emotions at all, but I want to at least capture like, you know, the thrill of it's Christmas and go see the lights and go do all that stuff.
I just want any kind of like family oriented thrill, because like we gave up a kitchen table a few years ago, a dining room table, and because we never used it. Well, I want to fucking use it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the kids are getting older. I want them to know that on Sunday nights, we're going to have dinner at our house.
Yeah.
Drive your fucking ass over there. No excuses.
Yeah.
We're going to blue bloods this shit.
There's one thing that I'll never forget. A family friend, Michael Richards and Willie Richards.
Haven't heard those names in a long time.
Like I'll never forget growing up and everything. We'd be, you know, we're in our 20s or whatever. Me and Michael Richards are hanging out. He's like, oh, I got to go. Every Sunday at 4:00, family dinner at his grandmother's house, and never missed it. It was just like the law. You cannot miss this. And then they wanted to do it. And we don't have anything like that. Nikki and I tried to start that a couple years ago, and it worked out pretty good. Like we were doing it like every Sunday, and Nikki's family would come over. I mean, it's a little hard pressed to ask you to come out every Sunday, but like even if it's like a once a month type of thing,
just something to keep in touch that's more than just a text.
But it's like, yes, I don't think that there'd be a problem with you or me or anything like that, but like we have to drill it into the kid's head that like, hey, this is important, because what you're about to experience with Sam turning 16 is he's getting that other level of freedom with driving, that, and then, you know, girlfriends and all this kind of stuff, they won't give a shit about anything. That's why you have to drill at home that like, this is important. You have to do this no matter what, whether you want to or not.
Yeah, I'm excited and terrified of him driving, but I'm also excited about not having to go to the grocery store.
Yeah, that's always good. But yeah, I don't know, I can't remember any other traditions that we can do as an adult that would make me happy and fulfill that, bring the magic back to Christmas.
And it's weird because you, Caitlin, me, we all work together, so we see each other every day.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, even growing up, like that's how it was when we go to Christmas and Thanksgiving and all that kind of stuff, visiting, because we all live in town. The only difference now, and I can see that like with Hayden coming in, it's like an event, you know, Hayden's coming to town. He's, you know, we only see him a few times a year. And so that's nice. So I can see like the thrill of most of America when their families are traveling and coming into town to see them and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, the people that are coming over here for Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that, like we see them regularly. So it's not like, I don't want to say it's not special. It is, like, to have all the family here and do all the things and all that. But, you know, I'm the same.
Maybe you should invite Uncle Danny and Aunt Cindy.
This is why people do drugs and do heroin and stuff, because they're looking for that thrill. And I understand completely what you're saying, like the magic of it all. It's like even seeing a commercial on TV, like a Coke commercial with Santa on there and a twinkle in his eye. It's like, I mean, that kind of gets me going a little bit, because like I love the holidays. But then when the holiday gets here, it's just like, it's just another day.
Yeah.
It's like,
I will say this before we get off here. Best gift we ever got came from Meemaw's house. And do you know what it was?
what?
It was a gift that was for all three of us.
What was it? Oh, the Nintendo.
The regular
NES.
The NES.
I don't think that actually got that for us. I think that Danny got it for us.
I don't remember. I just remember getting an NES.
We did, and that's a story for another time. But I don't know. All right, we got to go check the turkeys.
All
right. Goodbye.
Fuck you.
I think that Danny got us that Nintendo, the original Nintendo Entertainment System.
If we invited Danny and Cindy to Christmas, you think they'd come? Not this year. Well, maybe this year.
They had to plan. I mean, they're in Ohio. I bet they would.
They're in Orlando.
Look, Danny, Cindy, Bobby, Kathy, if you're listening, this is my uncles and their wives of my dad's brothers. We ain't got no ill will towards anybody. So there's that. So we do have family out there. They're not Hollises. Me and you are the eldest Hollises.
They're Reeds.
They're Reeds, but we ain't looking for no Hetfield and McCoy's type situation here.
Hollises and Reeds.
But anyway, yeah, when we got that Nintendo, I'll never forget that. Like, it was like the videos that you see. Actually, there's probably a bunch of videos of people opening, like kids opening, like the original NES from the 90s on the little shitty home video recorders.
Oh, yeah. And got on the shoulder, the old Panasonic.
Oh, yeah, that was us for sure.
No, we never had any of that shit.
Yeah, we had.
We ended up with the smaller, the handheld one when it came out. And then I think Nathan just kind of took it.
Yeah. It's funny to think about all that stuff. Like, I wish I had a hold of all of those videos from back in the day. Because I remember when we went to Uniles for Christmas one year, Bobby or somebody had bought.
He did have that.
I mean, for kids, you don't know this gesture that we're doing here, but like, you used to have this camera, and it was like probably about this long, a couple feet. You had to put it on like your shoulder.
Yeah. Watch Back to the Future, guys.
Yeah. That's a good movie. But anyway, so I don't know, man. Whenever you find how to scratch that itch, let me know what's some traditions that we could do.
I mean, I don't know that we had traditions other than going to those houses.
Do you think that our mom and dad would be, if they were here today and they were sitting here instead of me and you sitting here, do you think that they would feel the same way? Because like, they never ask us, hey, was this magical to you? And it was magical to us. But do you think to them that it was like, this sucks?
Is it just us?
I think it might just be us because we are messed up from not having any kind of feelings about anything. It might just be us.
I think so.
Well, I mean, the TikTok people will definitely tell me for sure.
This is why I don't get on TikTok. So
they don't mind telling me for sure how they feel about it.
I don't know. I think the digital world has fucked a lot of it up. I mean, let's just a video game. How do I give a video game to Sam and it be an event? No, here's the digital download card, maybe. Like it's not even like getting a game for Christmas. Like, oh, here's a piece of paper that says, I will download Call of Duty for you.
Well, there's that, but you got to also keep in mind like something that my kids did. I'm trying to think I don't remember which one it was, but it was my birthday it was Christmas, but like it might have been Eli, but it was like some kind of gift card or something, but it was wrapped. It took me like literally 30 minutes to undo it. Now that's a little excessive, but you can still wrap, whatever thing is.
My old brother-in-law, Taylor, gave my other brother-in-law, Paul, it was a giant box. It was a present with another box wrapped. And another box wrapped. And the final box was full of all the laundry lint for the entire year.
He was like saving it. That's pretty
Specifically for that.
You better watch out. I might do that.
You don't do laundry. I don't have to worry about it.
No, I know. Jack will go in there to switch the laundry out. And, hey, make sure you throw the lint in that box. That's for Joseph. That's for Joseph on Christmas. That's kind of gross.
That was always my favorite one, though. They went back and forth for a few years, and they may still be doing it. I don't know, but that was my favorite one. Here's a year's worth of laundry lint.
Yeah. Do you think that condo that Gran had was like pretty small? Because I remember
there's no way.
I remember it being massive.
I drive by it every day.
I know.
I even went in there one time.
Oh, it went into the condo in recent years?
No. Well, since I've been where we work, I drove into that that community because that's where we trick or treated. That's where we did everything.
You remember they had the trash cans like in the ground?
Yes.
Like you pop that thing up and put your trash bag in there.
But that was a great little community. It's the cottages or something like that.
Yeah, out there in Donaldson.
And I went in there and I was like, there's the unit. I had pictures of us on this aggregate right here going in here. And it was pretty cool. But it can't be because
it can't be what? Can't
small.
Be, yeah.
Because it had a good sized living room with a very good sized dining room, small kitchen.
Yeah, it was small. It was packed in
with
there.
a bathroom. That's just the downstairs. Then upstairs, it was 3 bedrooms and 2 baths upstairs.
Do you think that it was a good idea for you now to move out of that
Absolutely.
out of your house? Yeah, I know. She just wanted that house over there
for no reason.
I don't know, man.
And that she didn't change anything about it.
People are weird.
I mean, wasn't that Cindy's mom's house?
Yeah, people are weird.
I mean, it's the same reason. Why does Bobby have as many houses as he does? It's just
that's true.
That hoarding mentality, I guess.
Well, is there any other? So you don't do Elf on a Shelf. You don't.
We don't even really do a real Christmas tree unless it's the year that we have the boys.
You got to put a Christmas tree up.
If we don't have the boys on Christmas, since we started doing Christmas at our house, even when we don't have the kids, we do. But when we were growing up, we didn't have real Christmas trees. We were always artificial.
Yeah, I mean, I use an artificial tree now.
Caitlin's not having it. I was like, I got a tree in the attic. And she's like, no, we go every year.
Just go get one then.
We'll probably go next week when the next time I have the boys, probably the weekend of the 7th, 6th and 7th. And we'll get a real Christmas tree.
That's fine. You can do a real one or a fake one, but even if something's there, at least it just feels like Christmas time.
Well, when I don't have the kids, I don't really give a shit.
Well, you just got done saying that you want it to feel magical for yourself. The kids are fine. I really think the kids are fine. They probably.
I have a hard time being festive. That is the problem. I have a hard time getting into things.
I do too, but I think what we need to do is get one of those calendars. I've said this before. Get one of those calendars and like force ourselves to celebrate every holiday. Not even if you don't celebrate, but just acknowledge every holiday.
Columbus Day. Arbor Day.
Well, I mean, even if it is those days, at least, even if it's like while you're sitting on the toilet in the morning, look up like, hey, let me research.
Like
this.
even Easter, we would go to Grand's. We would do an Easter egg hunt there.
Yeah,
and then we would go to Unal's and we would do an Easter egg hunt there.
Yeah, there's always money in those ones over at Unal's.
I know, and I always wanted the one that had $20 in it. I don't think I ever got it.
Yeah,
Nathan,
there'd be a little NASCAR on the TV.
Yes, I've actually because I need 2 TVs. I need one because I've been really working on my garage lately. And like one of the things I want to do for 26 is, redo my whole garage and make it an actual, but I want to put a TV out there and I don't watch NASCAR, but I feel like since I live in Dick's house, I should have NASCAR on the TV on Sundays.
Well, I've got a TV for you that you might have inherited from your grandfather, which I won't ask for half of it or a third of it or whatever. But for those that are listening, we're supposed to split Gene's belongings between me and you. And
he had a TV.
So I told Joseph, I said, all right, well, here's these things that we have here.
The TV was not on that list. I would like to point this out that you sent me a list of the things I can pick from.
I forgot about it. I was just thinking because it's just sitting in the garage because I have enough TVs because the TV that's in there is like $100. Anybody can get it. You can pay me $50 and I'll give you the TV.
I mentioned this to Caitlin because we're ready to redo the sunroom and I've been working on the garage and I want a TV in the garage. And I want to put a TV in the sunroom. And she's like, listen.
Maybe if you ask for Christmas, you'll get it.
No, because her response was, I don't know why you think we have to have a TV in every room in our house. And in her defense, Oliver has a TV. Our bedroom has a TV. Sam has a TV. The living room has a TV. The den has 2 TVs.
It's a little excessive.
Well, the murder den.
Of course, I say that, and I've got 3 TVs out here. But...
And I would rather have one in the sunroom than in the garage, but I would use the one in the garage. I'm like, look, I'll learn how to grill. I'll learn how to cook if I can just watch TV while I do it. Why can't you do things without TV? And that led to our current.
I promise you won't watch that if you're cooking because you won't even cook anyway. And if you do cook, you won't turn that TV on because it's only going to take you 10 minutes to cook whatever you're cooking out there.
Don't poke holes in my desire to have a TV out there. I also would like to have a PlayStation out there too, so I can sit out.
That's fine.
It's nice outside right now. I'd sit outside right now and watch TV because Mike Riley will send those pictures of him out on his patio watching the Titans games.
His patio is awesome.
Have you ever seen it in person?
No, have you?
No. He doesn't actually let us come to his actual house.
I've been to his house, but only on the outside.
Exactly.
Well, I'm going to pick him up for a podcast after he has his surgery, and then I'm going to like.
Are you going to be a chauffeur like I was your chauffeur?
I will. I'm going to do that, but I'm also going to force myself into his house. I'm going to be like, "What? Hey, Mike, what's going on?"
I got to take a piss real quick,
and then just walk around his house because he's always like he'll take a picture of himself down in his basement, like he's like. My family pushed me down in the basement.
I'm in this little corner.
He's like in the corner in the dark or something. I bet he goes in there. I bet at his house he is worshipped there.
I bet absolutely.
His family loves him, adores him, admires him, and he's like, everyone hates me there.
Yeah, his daughters definitely call him daddy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure.
For sure.
All right.
I bet he has Christmas traditions that we could steal from.
Probably. Maybe we'll get him on here. But before we go, is there anything you want to say about Daniel before we leave?
Daniel's a bitch.
All right, on that note, goodbye.